How you doing, viewers, friends, family, and perpetrators alike? How you all doing? In this video, I'm just going to continue my topic in relation to gang stalking because that's what my channel is dedicated to. Now, I've come across some information that may be useful to other targeted individuals, which is gang stalking and this harassment and all this shit that we're experiencing as targeted individuals is actually a privatized weapon. Maybe you've seen my some previous videos of mine suggesting that gang stalking is a weapon, and it can be used by multiple groups and people. It doesn't necessarily mean it's coming from the same point of origin. But yeah, this privatized weapon is for hire, and it's only for hire for the exclusively wealthy and powerful, influential people. Almost up in the same category as pedophile rings and sex slave trafficking rings. They are all similar, if not a part of the same network. This is why most TIs are from middle or low class backgrounds. So we shouldn't really have an understanding of what goes on up the top of the pecking order with people with pockets full of cash. And yeah, we don't have the funds and the networking to fight them back in the same realm or in the same battlefront that they're engaging this battle on. See, that's why we have to become innovative. We have to break social norms. See, they will use any moral high ground to keep you from resisting, to keep you from fighting. Now, it took me a very, very long time to approach the police because of the stigma of being a grass, a snitch. The only time that I approached the police is when I realized that the perpetrators are police officers, some of them, and retired police officers, and other perpetrators are working alongside these people. Those same perpetrators that will blacklist you and label you a snitch and a dog. Yeah. So, I don't give a fuck. They're hypocrites. Call me what you want. But I still never dropped any names. Anyways, most of my viewers as subscribers are the perpetrators. I'm not stupid. I probably got 3 or 4 actual real viewers and subscribers, but the rest are just perpetrators. I guess it's a way for me to keep contact with you guys and a way for you to keep an analysis on me to see where I'm at with my moods, so you can tailor your bloody harassments to suit what I am at that day. Going through a lot of fucking effort for one person. And yeah, to the real TIs, yeah, we are valuable to them. We're very valuable to them because we're a payday. They may not have received full payment for being hired to perform this harassment and organising schism on you. So, and I really believe it's probably a really large figure. There is a lot of employees involved. A lot of official collaborators and a lot of unofficial collaborators. These unofficial collaborators are the ones that do all the dirty work. So if there's anything that can be traced back, it only gets traced back to that level and it stops there. It doesn't jump to the official perpetrators because these people are within the government, within the law. And if anything gets traced back to them, they'll all be undone. And that's when things will start getting really bad for the targeted individual, because they will really try and hunt you down and kill you just to silence you, to cover their rear ends. They don't give a fuck. All you are is an anomaly. You're an anomaly that needs to be removed from the system. You're a risk. You're a risk. They can't put their head down on their pillow at night and sleep comfortably knowing that you're still around and able to undo them. Which is why they're trying to put me on a disability pension. Which is why they're trying to render me as someone that's got mental illness. So whatever I do say in future, once they do put me under this category, it's discredited. Anything and everything, because I'm a very quick person and I pick up on a lot. Okay? Now, if I am to pick up on anything in the future, they'll just say, oh, this bloke's not mentally stable. He's not really credible. What he says isn't credible. They no longer listen to the person that's talking. They look at your jacket. They look at your folio. When it says mental illness, that's it. Automatically in their brains, they stop listening to you 100%. They may give you 50% attention. Oh yeah, yep, be polite, and disregard everything that you're saying as it's just like a delusional trip or something. Anyways, the longer the assaults occur for, the harder it is to keep it all a secret. Or the harder it is for them to keep talking shit about you to their community, etc. That, you know, they talk shit so everyone they talk to can give you like a funny look. You know, humans just have a body language that you can't hide. It's natural, and when you do try and hide it, it's just not natural. So it's still giving off something's not right. As long as someone isn't in their natural body posture and just going about everything normally without any secret agendas or motivations or whatnot, it's going to come out in their body. Doesn't matter what they say, doesn't matter how much shit that they spin. Okay? It stinks of deceit. It smells of bullshit. You know, I can smell it. And anyway, I'm getting too emotional on that. But yeah, they do this so that when you're walking past, say, a shop that you usually walk past in your daily routine, or you go into that shop, that person's got a funny body, you know, reading, and you're picking up bad vibes from this person. Not that their intention may be bad towards you, but you can pick up on what they've been told about you, sort of thing. Not exactly what they've been told, but you can pick up that they've been said something about you and they're weary. They're weary towards you, you know, because I know I've been brought up with etiquette and to be polite. And I genuinely mean that. I don't do it to ass lick or be a brown tongue. You know, I treat people the way I genuinely like to be treated. At first, I'm nice and respectful to people and I give them chances and benefits of the doubt. If they continue being pricks, then I change with them. I no longer respect them. I no longer treat them with the same peace and dignity that they treat me. I may become hostile towards them. So they do all this sort of shit talking to the community. So you have you end up believing that everyone is involved. You believe that everyone you come in contact with and everyone that gives off a funny vibe is a part of this network, this sinister and dark cabal. And they very well could be, you know, they could be. If they're locals, they live in the area that you live in, you know, there's this community watch that happens. And I'm pretty sure that shop owners would have been the first people to be approached by whoever it was that created this community watch. They're always there. They're constantly there. They're someone they can rely on. Okay? So you would find that it's people that have been in the area a long time, people that know everyone in the area a long time, from your suburb or whatever it is you refer to where you live. This is what you find. And you also find minorities supporting, minority ethnic backgrounds supporting and going along with this charade and community watch, just so they are not vilified and isolated, and because they already do feel isolated. They're in a foreign country. If they haven't been born here, it's foreign to them. So they don't want to feel as though they could be targeted. So they assist without wanting to assist. Anyways, by this stage of a targeting individuals program, you should be well equipped with reading body language, or partially, after being completely hammered constantly by their fucking assaults. You know, for example, you pick up on their body language, their facial expressions, their demeanors. And the perps, they use this to their advantage. You know, for example, someone will pretend to pull out a knife as approaching you with a put on mean and aggressive facial expressions, you know, to invoke some fear and to startle you. Then you can get actual perpetrators that are intent on assaulting you. So they do this to neutralize your defense mechanisms, so you no longer know if you're reacting accordingly. So that eventually you put your guard down and booyah, they get at you, either to give you a belting or to take your breath away for good. So be very careful. Don't let your guard down, but don't always be on high alert, because if you're on high alert constantly, your brain's going to just shit itself. It needs time to relax. You need to laugh and enjoy, and yeah, you need to put yourself in all the categories and all the walks that human beings go through as a normal daily life. You have to simulate that. Even if you know it's fake, you have to simulate that and keep it as a routine. The second you break this, you find yourself slipping away and starting to degenerate. So keep your routines, shower, brush your teeth, and these things I should sort of maintain more often as well. I'm not saying that I don't shower daily, so don't take that the wrong way, but a lot of the things that I recommend for other target individuals to do, I don't keep up. Like staying healthy, for example. I smoke, I'm a smoker, so it's kind of hypocritical of me. But I don't mean to be hypocritical. I'm just sort of mentioning things on here to help other target individuals, because I know exactly what it's like to be in this situation, to feel completely helpless and defenseless and isolated and alone. But I don't like how they're making me be. They're changing me. Yeah, I do have my weak days and moments, but when I recover from that, I recover stronger than what I was originally before I was in that mindset or emotional down. And I don't want to lose my heart. I don't want to lose my soft side, and that's what they're stripping away from me slowly, and I don't want to lose that. And this doesn't look like there's anything that you can do about it. Anyways, I do now know 90% exactly who and what groups are behind this. And yes, this is a possible fight. This is a possible fight. You can fight this through the legal processes. I can. Yet it will be a lifelong endeavour, which is not something I would like to engage in. Going to courts, paperwork, and you'll just be flooded with paperwork. This red tape bullshit. They'll just keep you running around in circles in their own system. You may eventually get somewhere, but your life's already over when you're at that point. You're probably 45 years old, you're incompetent, impotent, you probably got dementia, you probably got severe mental illnesses and post-traumatic stresses from this constant exposure to trauma. Human beings aren't built for this, and they know that. They know. Because they know from people that come back from war, soldiers, how they return back from extreme situations they've been in war. They're fucked up for life. Some of them recover, but you still see them when they're on their porch having a beer, sitting down on their banana chair, having a barbie, and everyone's around, and you see them sometimes just gazing off, and they can't help that. You can't help that. That gaze where you just drift off and your brain starts to recall things. Is something small could have triggered it. Anything could have triggered it. You can't put your finger on it. But they fucking know that, these assholes. So that's why you got to maintain routine and try and stay as normal as you can. Keep your environment and your reality as normal as possible. It's going to be, it's hard. But you got to do so. You have to. It's crucial. Now, yeah, I do know exactly who it is. But it would be more beneficial to publicly name and shame these people that are up the top of the chain of command. But in saying that, this will only bury me further. So I'm only going to make videos to help others suffering this torment. So these people are very powerful, high up, and they'll do anything to hide and cover up their tracks. And if you do name and shame them, or they feel as though you're coming close to that breaking point, that will silence you for good. Forever. You'll be buried. You won't even be buried 6 feet deep. You'll be munched up, fed to someone's fucking pack of dogs, mulched and on someone's rural property, dumped in an ocean. Australia is just, it is a hostile place when you leave the cities and whatnot, and towns, and the security of your community, because out in the bush it's just a very vast very vast and uninhabited places out there, and we do have the biggest coastline in the world, so they can dump your body in any part of that ocean. It's quite scary, actually. What can you do, man? Such is life. Now, it is evident as time unfolds and as I observe my environment from an external viewpoint, I have gathered enough data, have processed it in my mind's eye, and have come up with the insight that the major card, the ace of aces, which the perps are saving until I am weathered, tattered, and at my wits' ends, this being staging a robbery when I need to go to my job service provider, Centrelink, or any other place I can't take my dog. Reason being is they need to leave me completely alone and isolated with no possessions in order to invoke the thought there is no purpose in living, and I either act out in rage or their ultimate goal is for me to commit suicide. So you say, how would they know that I'm not at home? They've got lookouts. They've got people that go parrot for them. You know, they've got people that within the office building that my job service provider is at. I'm not saying that people within the job service provider are involved. I don't want to say anything like that, involve anyone that just earning their honest dollar at work. But it is going beyond an honest dollar when you're cooperating and corroborating with these perpetrators, regardless of what you've been told. Whether you believe that I'm a criminal or an unworthy individual of a life or whatever, but no one has the right to decide who chooses to live or not. No one chose whether we came here or not, so they don't have that choice whether we are leaving or not. They didn't put us here, so they can't take us out. By the law of the universe, they have no right. By the law of God, they have no right. So, yeah, they are going to take my dog. And I'm bracing for impact. I'm bracing for that storm. But I'm going to try and be like a lighthouse and stand tall and just wait for that wave to crash on me and see how I come out after it. But I do know she does hold me down and that she's my best friend. I truly mean that she's my best friend. And the relationship that we share is just... couldn't ask for anything more, I guess. Content. She's a great friend. And she's been there for me through the worst of times. You know, where you think you're going to have your family right by your side. An animal is there. A dog. You know, this is one of the things that they called me in the first stages of the program. Everyone was calling me a dog. Just trying to wipe me across the floor, you know. Everywhere I went, every person that I spoke to, dog. You know, it's just hypocritical for a human being that are engaging in such acts that animals don't even engage in, calling me a dog, trying to be derogatory towards me. Well, if I'm a dog, all the perpetrators are whores. Yeah, that's right. You're nothing better than the prostitutes selling themselves on the streets. Except the prostitutes aren't hurting anybody. They're actually pleasuring people while they're making $1. So they're not doing anything wrong. Spiritually, yes. Okay? But on a spiritual level, everyone has their own free will and their right to make the decisions and do what they like. So there shouldn't be any judgment towards them. That's their choice. But all I'm saying is that the perpetrators that are involved are money whores. That's all they are. They're prostitutes. They're being prostituted out. Being used for coin. Come on, jump through this hoop. I'll give you this coin. Good boy. You know, that's what they are. Before I cut this video, I'm gonna tell the other target individuals out there, if you feel that you're being poisoned or intoxicated or whatever, try and go to your chemist and get charcoal, mix it in and with water and drink it. Or you can just go outside, burn a stick, scrape the charcoal black bits off and swallow that every morning. It helps to suck up all the gunk and chemicals and poisons and toxins inside you and flush them out. You know, garlic also helps a lot. You're getting rid of vampires. Nah, but garlic does help. It's a strong antioxidant and a strong detoxant. So yeah. Come here, Dakota. Come meet my dog, people. Come here, baby. She doesn't like being pulled around, so I have to drag her. Hi. She a gorgeous girl or what? My best friend. Aren't you, baby? Say hi. To the viewers that are international, which they probably aren't, this is what you call a working Kelpie. This is an Australian dog. Probably bred around 150 years ago, roughly. These are the best dogs ever bred in the history of humanity. They got genetic descendantry from dingoes, which is a subwolf. So they can get a bit wolf-like and aggressive. But overall, they're an awesome companion dog, and they're one of the smartest dogs in the world. These dogs are problem solvers, escape artists, and they even play psychological games on you. Like when I had my security cameras outside, she would bark and then look towards the window to see if I've come outside. So she's pretending to bark like someone's outside, so I can come out and see if someone's there, and then she'll come and get the ball and throw it at me. So she'll lure me outside to play with her. She's a genius. Aren't you? So this is what they're going to take off me, my best friend. And if you do take her away, perpetrators, please don't give her to someone that's not going to take care of her. You know, I left her at the RSPCA, and generally the RSPCA are good towards animals. Yeah, that's their job. But like everything else in life, things have become more about profit than doing good. It's just a job. And yeah, she wasn't treated very well. She took about 3 months to recuperate and return back to her normal self. And for about 2 months, she wasn't even making a noise. She wouldn't bark, and when she'd try and bark, it would be croaky. So I was very worried, but I'm glad that she's returned back to her normal self. And she looks this small because when she was a pup, she had to have her uterus removed. She had a very bad uterus infection, and this is all part of the gangstalking and covert harassment. They tried to kill her off when she was young. But whenever she got sick from them poisoning her or whatever, straight away I take her to the vet. And she cost me about $1,200 altogether with the uterus and the desexing and everything. So I just told the vet, I go, do what you need to do and charge me what you need to charge me. She's my best friend. She's more valuable to me than $1 million. You can't put a price on this sort of thing. So that's why they want to take her away from me, because she's priceless. She's got no value. I love her. So I hope that whoever gets her just takes care of her really well, because she's a complicated dog. Kelpies are very hard to take care of anyway, and Dakota is a very complicated dog. She takes over the whole house. She's very dominant. She's an alpha. Anyways, people, have a look at her. You got to thank that breeder who bred them up, huh? And the first dog that he actually bred that, you know, looked like the Kelpies, he named it Kelpie, and that's where the name comes from. They were a lot smaller back then. And yeah, I'm just really fascinated with how intelligent these creatures are, and they resemble more human traits than animal traits. It's amazing. Anyways, if you want to get a dog and use active people and like the outdoors and like to go out with your dog, and you know, these are the dogs for you. These are the dogs for you. But they're companion dogs, so you got to keep them for life. Otherwise, they'll be depressed when you take them away and rehome them. Yeah, they'll be happy and whatnot, but they'll still sit there and think about their owner. That's just the way they are. When I leave my house, she sits in front of the front door and waits for me to return back home. When I come back home, she's sitting there. And I'd know if she'd be walking up to the door because you'd hear her claws and whatnot around, tapping on the ground. So any target individuals out there, if you're feeling lonely and you want a best friend, you go get yourself a working Kelpie or a show Kelpie. A show Kelpie will be much better because they're less hyper and less active. But nevertheless, they're really active and very smart dogs. And escape artists. They can clear a 3-4 meter fence. But I don't think she knows she can jump that high yet. She doesn't know she has that ability. A bit like a lot of human beings. We got a lot of abilities and capabilities that we're not aware of, so we can't employ them. You know, we're kept in the dark. A bit like how that Greek mythology went, where the gods kept the mortals in a state of ignorance and not let them know their true potential. See you later, people. See you later, perpetrators. Peace and love and all that other tree-hugging hippie stuff that everyone wants to talk about and be vibrant about. I know I don't seem too enthusiastic about it, but I'm just a bit drained and weathered and tired. And that's to be expected. That's a normal reaction from a human being. We're not a robot or anything. Yep. This video is fucking long. I've got to cut it. Peace.